Alright, this is about the TED Talk from June 2012 by Amy Cuddy titled Your Body Language May Shape Who You Are. Uh, I thought the talk was interesting. I feel like I largely agreed overall with the idea of our body shaping who you are, kind of in the terms of body language, right? I feel like half of who you are as a person is how others perceive you. And I'm sure that reflects upon or into who you are as a person over time, right? I especially resonated with that point of faking it until you become it. I feel like I've kind of experienced the idea of like kind of putting yourself out there until you're always just out there. Yeah. I feel like power posing really can work. Uh, I feel like I've noticed changes in my energy level based on how I'm kind of sitting. Like if I'm like kind of sitting up, arms out, I feel like I'm more prone to conversing and kind of putting myself out there, as it were, again. Uh, Whereas if I'm like arms crossed, hunched over, I'm much less likely to be sociable. If that, yeah. I'd try it out. Kind of all of her examples of like maybe like before a job interview, just sitting up. I don't see any harm in giving it a go. It doesn't really take any effort, just a little bit of conscious thought. Um, in regards to myself, I kind of already went over how I've had experiences where the power posing, or I guess changes in posture, can change how I am feeling. So I kind of wanted to talk about a related thing, which is like, whenever I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, whenever you get like a really good haircut and you're just like, oh, you feel great, you look great, your hair looks great, you're the shit, and so I'm gonna act like it too. And you sort of start to just exude that confidence overall. I feel like that's kind of in a similar way, if that if that makes sense, in the sense that with the power posing, you're giving off a lot very open, kind of strong energy. The haircut makes you feel like you're giving off a very nice, cool, groomed appearance. Mhm. I thought the TED Talk, her speech was delivered very well. I couldn't help but be engaged with what she was saying throughout it. I feel like she did a really good job of conveying all the information in a sort of digestible way. I did get the impression she was kind of nervous, but it wasn't really to like a distracting extent. Um, I feel like there were times where like she would have to catch her breath and you could kind of hear her voice shaking. Um, but again, it never really distracted from the content. I feel like everything was super well organized throughout. Her voice was very clear. I did want to say, I thought that sometimes the little thing behind her that she would point to with, oh, that's my laundry. The when she would point at the screen behind her to kind of give examples, I feel like it would kind of take away from what she was saying in the sense that it was kind of whenever she would turn around to point at the screen, I would listen less to what she was saying. But at the same time, the information she was showing behind her, all the images and the big buzzwords kind of splayed on the screen, kind of served to give that information in a very strong way. So in a sense, it was a trade-off with like how engaging her speech was, but it kind of worked out because you were engaged in what was on the presentation behind her. Yeah, that's about all I had to say about them.